What's going on, guys? Ram Bam here. Today's video is a replay of Friday night's welcome back stream that I did over on Twitch. And in it, I detailed my explanation and my side of the truth of the past 9 months and why I had to step away from streaming and largely content creation outside of Rogue Actions. Before we get into the video, if you do like my content, please consider dropping a like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I am now officially back, and I plan on making a lot more content as well as bringing Rogue Actions back in the near future. Also, consider looking at some of my links down below for my other content, as well as a GoFundMe if you do so feel inclined to support everything that I have going on, as you'll learn in this video. Feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's get into the video. All right, so let's take you guys back just a bit. Obviously, you guys know that, and I'm gonna shatter the fourth and fifth wall here, and I'm gonna peel back the curtain quite a bit. So you guys are gonna learn things about me that you have never learned, but it's nothing that's not public knowledge at this point because of certain things that have happened over the past 9 months. So I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm not going to hide it any longer. You guys are owed an explanation. So, obviously you guys know that I am married, have been for quite some time since before I started streaming. And, I do have a daughter who I love with the utmost, more than anybody can love someone. It's pretty crazy. That being said, we moved down to Florida back in February. You guys obviously knew that when I was putting out Rogue Actions with Shaka, I had to go on a brief break while I was moving. I kept you guys in, in the updates, whatever, and I came back to streaming around March. What you guys don't know, all right? What you guys don't know, and everything I'm going to tell you has been proven in court. Everything I'm going to tell you is facts. You have heard a lot of stuff, but you have yet to hear my side, and you have yet to hear the truth. So you take that as you will, but I have no reason to lie. So the other party does. What you guys don't know is that I was abused for several years, physically, emotionally, mentally, by my wife. I have photographic evidence of all that. I won't show you guys that because, I mean, just frankly, you don't need to know that.
Well, we'll take your word. Yeah, we'll take your word.
Right. But I was beaten. I was hit. I was punched, bitten, all kinds of stuff. So that all started back in February. It was much longer before that, but February caused me to finally cave in and report that up to the Navy. I know, again, all this is public knowledge at this point. I reported it up to the Navy. And why you can't hear Discord ignore me? No, that's fair. I reported it up to the Navy saying that, I was being beaten, I was being abused, I have witnesses, I have pictures, all that stuff. And at that point, my stream room became my living room. Like, it became my bedroom. I started sleeping on the futon that you guys see back here behind me. I started sleeping on that for months. I had to get several different locks on my door to prevent her, or try to prevent her from getting in. My wife. That's how bad it was here. And I didn't keep, I didn't tell you guys about it because it wasn't anybody's business at the time. I tried to keep my life personal and my professional and streaming life professional and streaming, and tried not to intermix it. So I did take precautions. I recorded things. I documented things as best as I could. And, right before I ended up going away for the first time, right before I ended up going away for the first time, back in the end of May, we had an argument, and I had officially told her, I'm done. I want a divorce. This is not going to work. Let's co-parent our daughter. Let's be together. But I'm done. Right. I'm going to file for divorce here in Florida, and we're going to call it quits. Well, she was not exactly happy with that. And she came up with this plan to take my kid away from me. And in the state of Florida, you have to go through the court system to take someone's child away from them. There's one exception to that. All right. And this is where the wheels start turning. There's one exception to that rule where you do not have to go through the court system. That one exception being domestic violence. Okay. That one exception being if someone accuses someone else of domestic violence, they get a free pass. They get to do whatever. They don't have to go through the court system because they're considered a victim, and they get to do whatever they want from there, not going through the court system. And there's no real way around that. It just looks bad on them once they are proven wrong. So what ended up happening was she had broken into my room that night after we had had a divorce, or talks about it for divorce. She had broken into my room that night, broke the locks on the door. And I mean, the door, again, this is everything that came out in court. So this is all facts. The door was bending like this, all right? Hollow door, bending like this. Let's say it was bowing. So what I should have done, this was around midnight, and I had duty the next morning about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. She ended up breaking down the door, and when she did that, I immediately got up and got dressed and was like, nope, I'm done. I'm going to leave the house, and I'm going to go sleep at work because now I don't feel safe, and I'm going to report this to the authorities the next day because I had tried to keep police out of it and just let the Navy deal with it. That proved fruitless. That proved like nothing just ever happened, unfortunately. So anyways, I went to pick up the damaged lock on the floor. We put it on the desk. I went to pick it up and put it in my pocket because I knew that it was evidence. I knew that it was evidence showing her aggression towards me, and I needed to have that proof. For reference, right? It was a hotel type lock, a lock that you put on a hotel type door. It's got a chain, it's got a metal frame. You slide the door on it, and it's supposed to prevent the door from opening. Well, it didn't. She bent the metal and broke the lock clean off. The chain, clean off. Okay. That being said, I tried, there was a little bit of a struggle. I tried to get the lock back. Did not punch her, did not hit her, did not beat her at all. Did not do anything abusive towards her at all. I simply wanted the lock back. Well, she ended up calling the police. And when she did, she, of course, had crocodile tears, played cry wolf, and police arrested me because she had marks on her. Again, all factual stuff. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the facts. She did have bruises on her. It was not from me. I don't know how she did it. Self-inflicted, I can imagine, but I don't have cameras in my house, so I can't prove that she self-inflicted. I just know that I didn't do it. Anyways, what ended up happening was the police arrested me. I gave them my statement. I clearly told them, look, I did not do anything. I did not punch her, did not hit her, did not touch her any other way other than grabbing the lock out of her pocket. I even showed them my hands, and I have the pictures of my hands showing that they are as white as they are now, as flawless as they are now. There's no marks on them whatsoever except a scratch that was right here from her. Okay? No other marks on my knuckles. Police determined that since Florida is a must-arrest state, police determined that I was the aggressor and decided to arrest me. After that, I was taken to jail for 22 hours. I had to make one of the most embarrassing phone calls of my entire life and call my command, which for anybody that's in the military, been in the Navy, it's very embarrassing, especially as someone who's been in for 14 years like I have. So I called them, told them what happened, told them the truth, and told them I didn't do anything. Luckily, they all believed me, and they came to the rescue, bailed me out. But I spent 22 hours in jail, during which I was served with a domestic violence injunction, as they call it, a protection order, if you will. At that point, they made me have to wear an ankle monitor. I could not come within a certain distance of the house. I was kicked out of my house here, where I live currently. I was kicked out. I had to go move into the military barracks for about a month. I had to obviously report to a bondsman, pay weekly, on top of paying child support for a kid that I no longer got to have any communication with whatsoever. Okay. I've never, up until that point, missed anything. No birthdays, no Halloween, no Christmas, no Thanksgiving, no nothing. And over the last 9 months, I've missed it all. I missed birthday, I missed Father's Day, I missed everything. So just give you an idea of where I've been at for the last 9 months. While I was in the barracks, she concocted this plan to take my kid out of the state of Florida and go back to North Carolina, where they are currently. So she had placed an air tag in my car to try to keep track of me. I had found it, reported that as stalking to the police, but she had placed an air tag in my car. She had obviously filed the protection order against me. But here's the real kicker: is I got an attorney. So part of the reason that I couldn't tell you guys what the issue was with the GoFundMe was for the legal bills, right? I could not tell you at the time why. I couldn't tell you what it was for because it was an active criminal case. And as you guys know, at least in the United States, anything you say can and will be used against you. So I had to keep...
In a court of law.
Exactly. So I had to keep as quiet as I possibly could and let everything play out in the legal system, let my lawyer work things out and tell people that I felt confident in about what had happened, but I couldn't come out publicly and say it. And so I felt bad asking for the GoFundMe, and I get it. It's not a bad thing, but I felt bad asking for the GoFundMe because I felt like you guys owed an explanation since I was asking you for money. So this is that time for the explanation now. Anyways, moving on. I was kicked out of my house for about a month, had to live in the barracks. And during that time, she voluntarily, this is where the things start really kind of getting confusing, as to who's telling the truth. And it starts getting questionable as to why she's doing certain things. The protection order that she filed against me, she voluntarily, let me repeat that, voluntarily dismissed it. She went to the court and asked them to dismiss it. No one made her. No one told her. She requested to do it on her own. Okay? If you were truly someone who she claimed at the time that she was in fear of her life from me, she voluntarily dismissed the protection order. Ask Combat. Wow, goddamn, it's been so long. What's up, Assy? How you doing, my man? No.
Ace, no. Assy, what the hell?
Well, when the alerts pop up, it says Assy Combat, okay?
It says Ace Combat. What
no. It says Assy Combat.
Is that something y'all do in the Navy? Jesus Christ.
Yes. Okay, we have Ass Combat.
Ass Combat. Right after basic training, we get into the Ass Combat section.
You're on this council, but we do not grant
No, you don't fucking blame this on the Navy, Ram. All right, you fucking take the L on this. It's Ace Combat. Fucking figure it out.
I didn't blame the Navy. I blamed Stream Elements.
Ace Combat. Ace, we're sorry.
Watch.
Continue your story there.
Well, now it won't let me replay it, so, I tried, Assy. I tried, okay? It said Assy Combat.
Ace, you're very bad.
You're hooked on this insane story. Oh, it gets worse. It gets better. It gets better.
It gets better.
Don't worry, guys. Trust me. A lot to go through in the 9 months. All right. So, she voluntarily dismissed the protection order. Come to find out, she did that mid-June. This all happened on the 29th of May, by the way. 29th of May, I was incarcerated for 22 hours. By the 14th of June, she was driving to North Carolina. Took my kid. Here's the weird stuff. I knew what was in the house, furniture-wise. I had 40 bags of sand. 40 bags of 50-pound sandbags each. All right, so over 2,000 pounds of sand. I had that in my house, in my garage, before I was arrested. After I was arrested and came back to the house at the end of June, the sandbags are no longer there. Okay? Now, she says that she moved with as bare minimum of stuff as she could. However, furniture is missing. Her desk and stuff is missing. Her chairs, her bicycle, her stuff is missing. My daughter's clothes she took with her, but my daughter's toys remained. My daughter's furniture remained. My daughter's bikes and scooters and everything, they all remained. The patio furniture disappeared. The sandbags obviously disappeared. She left some suitcases with her clothes, my wife's clothes in them. This is one of life's many mysteries, guys. As soon as I can find out through divorce court and mediation what happened to all this stuff, I'll let you know. Because I really want to know what happened to all this stuff that she claims she had to move out in a hurry. But there's a lot of stuff missing that she either A, sold, or B, she moved with her. I don't know. I missed the best part. While I was in jail, I got paid. We had a joint bank account. Keyword had. While I was in jail, we had a joint bank account. I woke up after being bailed out of jail. I woke up after about 5 hours of sleep to go to work the next morning to an empty bank account. Scratch that, not empty, negative bank account. Negative, of which I had to pay the extra $300 some odd on the back end to clear the debt before I could even close the account so that it didn't happen again, so that she didn't drain my bank account again. Left me with no money, on top of which I still had to pay the bail bondsman, I still had to pay jail fees and attorney fees, and I still had to pay child support. It was zero money for 2 weeks. All right? So, just FYI. All right? Now, moving back on. So, I come back to the house, I start documenting everything, I start taking pictures. I can see the pictures on the door frame. I can see the pictures of the door frame that show that A, still damaged, still marked up from the outside in, showing that it was forcibly opened from the outside, not the inside where I was in the room, but the outside. Okay? That was proof number one. Number two, she had time to paint over the door frame on the left side. So the door part with the handle is on here, on this side. Opposite end. Okay, so this hand on the screen. No, this hand on the screen. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to line it up for you guys so you guys get a good visual picture. It's on this hand on the screen. Okay. You open it this way. Did you show me these photos? I think I did, Bazinga. I met Bazinga in real life, by the way. He's down here in Pensacola with me. I just gave away my location. But again, you guys will see none of this is hidden anymore because it's all peeled back. It's all public record at this point. So you guys can see all this stuff. Anyways, so the damage is on the door frame and she painted over it to try to cover it up. You can clearly see the repaint from the original paint. So I have those pictures too. That all got showed in court as well. No, I did I put it on months ago? I don't remember Deshelm. Dude, there's so much stuff that's happened in 9 months. It's crazy. Anyways, so over that time frame, I kept going to court. Obviously, I filed for divorce. She still withheld me from. No one wants to go to Pensacola. You're safe. Well, I could say the same thing about fucking wherever you're at in fucking Pennsylvania. Okay, we all want to go to Intercourse and Climax. I'll remember to let you know when you dox yourself. That's fair. That's fair. So, anyways, I've got all the pictures and everything, and over the next few months, I filed for divorce. I filed for a temporary relief order to try to get my kid back and at least have some sort of time sharing, because at this point, it's been about 3 months or so since I've last even talked to my kid. There's a no contact order with this throughout all this stuff. There's a no contact order. So I can't I can't contact her, and by contrast, can't talk to my daughter because she's with her without the court's approval. And that's the issue. So fast forward to January. Okay. Fast forward to January. We finally come up with an agreement between North Carolina and Florida. We finally come up with an agreement to let me see my kid and have some sort of order. Okay. I sign it. My attorney signs it. Her attorney signs it, and she signs it. Okay. 4 out of the 5 people. The judge did not sign it, so that none of this was official because the judge did not sign it, and I knew that. But she had still concurred to it. In there, it allowed me 5 days to see my daughter uninterrupted. She could have phone calls, but yes, to make a long story longer, absolutely. Oh, it's going to be a while, YPL. It's going to be a while. You guys got a long road ahead. Trust me. But I drove up there to North Carolina, 16-hour drive, drove up there to try to see my kid. I showed up at the appointed place, time, and location. Everything was designated in writing that she agreed to. You will show up at this time, at this place, at this time, at this date to exchange the child. I showed up with a witness. Guess who didn't show up? Guess who did not show up? She didn't. Okay. I immediately tried to call in the lawyers, and they were trying to work it with the judge. It never got signed. And because it never got signed, I understood that, but it was still a bad human thing to do, right? She at that point, she had withheld my kid from me for over 6 months. So it was, I was just trying to get Christmas and New Year's with my kid. That's it. Which I feel like every kid deserves. Even if the parents can't agree on something, every kid deserves Christmas and New Year's with their family as a whole, both parents. So fast forward to the end of that month, the end of January. The 2 judges talk, North Carolina and Florida judges. They both talk, and they determine that jurisdiction is for the child custody is in the state of Florida, and that everything will be done through the state of Florida. All I can assume is that she tries to appeal it, meaning that she wants to still have everything done through North Carolina, which we're like, we don't even meet the requirements for divorce. Okay. Yeah. Don't even. I'll get there too. Yep. I've got the screenshots on that one. Don't worry, Desi. So we determined that jurisdiction is in fact in the state of Florida, and we have a hearing on it. Well, the judge has to because of the appeal that she assumedly filed, the judge has to have another hearing in February with the exact same judge in North Carolina to determine for once and for all which state has jurisdiction. And in that conference, of which both of us and all attorneys are a part of, in that conference, the North Carolina judge says, and I quote, "The spirit of this law is to prevent one parent from taking the child out of one state, going to another state, and filing for custody in that said state. And that I believe this is what happened in this case. And for that, I will have none of it. Florida has jurisdiction." Proving once and for all that that's what she wanted to do, was to go up there, try to take my kid away from me, file for custody up there, instead of coming back down to Florida. Okay. So that's a win number 1 on that battle. Keep in mind, I still have the criminal case against me. I still have the alleged domestic violence, of which I have been innocent the entire time. I've pled my innocence. My chain of command at work has been fully on my side. They did not believe a single word that was coming out of her mouth. I had been maintaining my child support payments that whole entire time. So fast forward to March, this past week, Monday, right? Up until that point, and I have written documents and statements from her and from her attorney that she says, I will not make the trip down to Florida to testify against him, and I want to dismiss the charges against him. Written. And multiple times has said, I'm not going to travel and I'm not going to testify against him. Now, my criminal trial happens on Monday. She shows up to testify against me. Okay? What is up, Hermit Fulgrim? Thank you for coming in. You were coming in just at a good time. I'm clearing the air about what has been going on with me for the last 9 months. It's a lot to talk about. So, that being said, Monday is my trial. And I don't know where to start, guys. I don't know where to start. We get her on maybe 5 different counts of perjury, 5 different instances of perjury. She could not, we played the 911 call, of which she said on there that she was not injured. We played the body cam footage, which showed that when she first started talking to the police, she wasn't in tears. It showed that the first thing, she had always claimed that I had punched her. Well, just using common sense, guys, if you get punched, the first thing you're going to tell the police is that, hey, I got punched by my husband. That's the first thing that's going to come out of your mouth, right? It was about the 5th thing that came out of her mouth, okay? On the body cam footage, this is irrefutable. On the body cam footage, she was like, oh, I was grabbed, I was scratched, I was pushed, oh, and I got punched. Exactly like that. Saw it with my own 2 eyes. Now, she had also said that we were arguing in my office, my stream room, my bedroom. We were arguing in there, and that when she left and after she called 911, she went to the front door. Body cam footage showed that she came from the opposite direction. So there was lie number 2. Couldn't keep your story straight. We got her on all kinds of other different lies, on every police report, on every statement, and on the body cam footage. She had said to the police, she went in my room that night. Number 1, she did not believe that I was entitled to privacy. Number 1, she did not believe that I should have had a locked door in my own house, of which I pay for. She did not believe that I should have been entitled to any sort of locked privacy. Number 2, she said that she came in on the body cam footage, on everything else, that she came in to talk to me about not getting a divorce and try to work it out. When my attorney got her on the stand and cross-examined her, her story instantly changed. She said that she went in there to prevent me from looking up porn and playing video games and spending all the family's money. However, the body cam footage also showed when the police were interviewing me in my own office, my stream room, my computer was pitch black. It was off. So clearly my computer was not on. Keep in mind, the jury has seen all this up until this point. I have audio recordings that show that she broke in. I have audio recordings of her punching my car. I have audio recordings of her admitting to cheating. I have audio recordings of all kinds of stuff, guys. I wish I could make this up. I really, really do. But I'm you know, like I said, I'm here to clear the air. And then I got up on the stand. And when I got up on the stand, I was honest, I was truthful. I was nervous, obviously, because I had to get cross-examined as well. But I told them everything. I told them about the pictures of my damages to my body. I told her about the instances that happened that caused me to report the domestic violence to the Navy, of which my mom and brother both witnessed. They were both present in the house at the time that it happened. And I told them details. I wasn't afraid to hide the details. You know, yeah, the truth just set me free. So I had to do that. To which, when she got up on the stand and as a rebuttal witness, my attorney got her to admit that she had bitten me and hit me after seeing the evidence and seeing the proof. Guys, the case was so bad. The case was so bad. I shit you not. The case was so bad. The prosecution's opening argument changed by the time of the closing argument. The opening argument was something to the effect of, you guys will find that he punched her and beat her. By the end, the evidence fully supported me and my innocence. The officers even admitted that they saw no markings and that I had said that I did not hit her. Okay? By the end of it, the prosecution's arguments changed to, you'll find that he stuck his hand in her pocket, to a very small part of the statute. Okay? This was trial. After 15 minutes of deliberation, 15, 1-5. That's all it took for the jury to realize that I was not guilty and come back with a not guilty verdict and acquitted of all charges. Okay? 1-5. And if I'm understanding the laws in Florida right, 5 of those minutes is typically a bathroom break. Okay? 5 of those minutes is a bathroom break so that everybody can kind of gather themselves and then they go in and deliberate. So 10 minutes is all it took them to discuss and find out that I was innocent. Just let that sink in. This is why I could not stream for 9 months, because I could not openly talk about it. And there was people that were going to ask the questions about where I was at. And they were going to ask the questions about the leaked documents that showed up. Right now, if you Google me, and I'm working on expunging my record and my background check, but right now, my mugshot still shows up. I'm not hiding it. It shows up. She filed a lawsuit against me in North Carolina, of which has been dismissed. She filed a lawsuit against me. And in there, obviously, it paints me out to be the absolute worst. This is what was leaked online several months ago, back in September. This is what was making its way around. When I tried to come back in September, and yes, I couldn't talk about it, but at least try to come back and enjoy some time with people. I got shut down because this made its way around. And in there, it was, I cold clocked her, I beat her, I cheated, I watched porn, I did all kinds of stuff, apparently, alleging to her. Again, this has all been dismissed since then. I've had a very good attorney.
She's a damn good attorney.
Damn good. Very expensive. I shit you not. She is on the higher rate of people, but I knew that I needed a good one because I knew that I was innocent of all this shit. Okay? I knew that I was innocent, so I needed a good one. And she's also doing my divorce. So, it's expensive. We all know that mugshot's from Vegas. Shit, apparently.
Possibly,
yeah.
Allegedly.
I'll admit to watching porn. I even watch it. Well, when your sex life sucks ass, all right? When your sex life sucks ass, and it's the same fucking boring ass position every fucking night with no movement, no motion whatsoever, and half the time it's not even sex. It's like, dude, I'd rather just fucking jack off. So yeah, I didn't lie about watching porn in court. I told him, I was like, yeah, my marriage has been on the rocks for fucking years. This is why you guys never saw Mrs. Ram. This is why I always locked my door before streaming. This is why I kept her away. You never saw her on screen. So, shortly after I was arrested, Discord started making its rounds. So when we started putting out the GoFundMe, someone on Discord, and Ranger will attest to this, someone on Discord, who I believe to be her brother, claimed to be her brother, started going around and posting my mugshot, started posting my arrest record, and started showing all this stuff. I've never been arrested before, by the way, since any of this. He started posting all this stuff and telling people that I'm a wife beater, I'm a cruel human, whatever. All that obviously came out later to be false, and I proved that she falsely accused me in order to take my child, and this came out in court. I proved that she falsely accused me to take my child away from me, to abscond from the state of Florida, to evade the jurisdiction of Florida, to keep my child away from me. I've talked to my daughter twice since the resolution of all of this. I've talked to my daughter twice on the phone. That's it. 9 months, almost 9.5 months at this point, I have not seen my daughter. That's where I've been at for 9 months. This has been my life. It is finally over. I'm not guilty. I am innocent. I am acquitted of all charges. But this is where I've been at. Okay? I could not obviously discuss it. I wanted to. Really did. Because I wanted you guys to see my side of the story. I wanted you guys to know, instead of you taking the word of someone who you've never seen on screen, who you've never met, and just because I was arrested, you should believe the arrest. An arrest does not constitute a crime. It just means that in the state of Florida specifically, what the other person said is a crime. And obviously, you know, me beating someone, that's a crime. So what are they going to do? They're going to trust a woman, right? I had to fight it out the long way and fight it out in court, and I did. And I proved my innocence. So, I say all that to say this. All right. I gave you guys the background. I gave you guys the truth. You guys can research this. This is not hidden knowledge. This is all, if you can find public court records, this is in there. You'll find that I was acquitted. You'll find that I was not guilty. I say all that to say this. I want to thank everybody who stuck by me for the entirety of all this. I want to specifically thank Ranger. I want to specifically thank Desi. I want to specifically thank Bazinga. I want to specifically thank, obviously, Grandmother Wolf and Cool J. I want to specifically thank Shaka. Ranger and Shaka being the two that I did some sort of content creation with. And they didn't run for the hills, and they could have. And they probably should have. Let's be honest. Who knows how much their careers took a hit, if any, but who knows, right? There were messages that were exchanged between certain people. I'm not going to say out those people, but I never expect to see them around here again, and that's fine with me because they showed their true colors. But there were messages exchanged between certain people saying that they should run for the hills away from me and that it's not a good look to be around me. Ranger planted his feet. Shaka planted his feet. Shaka and I instantly hit it off because Shaka went through something similar. Not as crazy as mine, but something similar. We still continue to do rogue actions. I still continue to pop into Ranger's stream and be welcomed in Ranger's stream from time to time. He streams during lunch, so it's hard for me because I'm at work. But,
well, you know,
I still popped in from time to time. We still caught up after streams. We still messaged periodically.
Yep.
Those people I am forever appreciative of for standing by me and trusting me, trusting the person that you've seen on screen, trusting the person that you've seen behind the scenes in voice chats and whatnot, that I was not the monster that I was made out to be. It's all fun and games. I love to have fun. Obviously, I like to drink. I like to do dumb things. I like to get upset at video games.
Order 20 pizzas. We've been there.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not what was accused of me. I would never lay hands on a woman. It's not in my DNA. I'm very protective. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that about me. I simply just wanted a divorce. And she felt that this was the best way to get my kid away from me because she cannot support. She's unemployed and on food stamps currently. That's how bad it is. She has no skill set. She has no career. She has no job. She has no college degree. She has no education. She graduated high school back in fucking...
Be right back.
Like 1990... No. She's 80... 19... No. Like 2005 or some shit. And all she's done is really waitressing and delivery driver. I provided everything. All utilities, all housing, all bills, everything. Through my career with the Navy. So. Yeah. Absolutely, Pyra. Absolutely. I think the look they were afraid of is the whiteness. Yeah, right? I graduated in 2005. Hell yeah. Standing by you is the correct choice. Absolutely, dude. This whole thing is wild. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I'm glad to see you coming out the other side with your head held high and yourself intact. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, I graduated in like 2010, so, you know, it was a little while earlier. Shut up, Cool J. You're young as fuck. Who cares? I love them. I love them. Anyways, that's my story. You could choose to believe it or not, and that's fine, but it's the truth. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to gain. My streaming career has already taken a massive nosedive. I have lost a lot of followers. I've obviously lost a lot of subs. I expect viewership to be down low, and that's fine. I have to rebuild from the ground up. And that's my full intent, is to come back streaming harder than ever streaming SWGOH, streaming all kinds of other content now that I'm not tied down by a woman. I'm currently in a nasty divorce case and a obvious custody battle. That's gonna take some time, obviously. Comeback harder, yeah, right. You were too busy with the Florida sun, making people sun bleach anyway, yeah, right. A lot of BS. Sorry you went through that, Ray. I'm glad to hear you're back. Yeah, I appreciate all the support, guys. Now, the other stuff that I have to get out of the way. Okay. The other stuff that I have to get out of the way. And if anybody wants to see, if anybody questions this, before I get into that, if anybody questions this and if anybody's like, we don't believe you, all I simply want you to do, is to reach out to me and ask me. Don't go behind my back. Don't go to someone else.
But we do not grant you the rank of master.
Hermit
Fulgrim just gifted 1 subs.
Thank you for the gift of sub over to Wolfell. Thank you. Appreciate you, my man. Be a man or a woman. It's 2025. Be a man or a woman. And talk to me. I'm happy to provide you all the proof now that everything is closed and behind me. I'm happy to provide you with everything.
But we do not grant you the rank of master.
Assy Combat!
Assy Combat 10 just
See, I told you!
Assy!
Assy! I told you! Alright? It's not my fault.
You're on this council.
Wrong. No, it's wrong.
But we do not grant you the rank of master.
Essex Hammer just resubscribed
no,
for 16
it's
months.
Still definitely your fault, Ram.
Everything's my fault. Of course. Everything's my fault. Assy Combat coming in with a gifted subs. 10 gifted subs, my man, my dude. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Essex Hammer coming in with a sub for 16 months. Thank you guys so much. That means the absolute world to me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me. I'm not going to publicly put it out here because, again, it's not a big deal. I'm behind it. It's past me now. But I'm more than happy to show at least some details. You know, you want to see statements, you want to see the disposition, you want to see pictures. I don't care at this point. It's just, it doesn't bother me at this point. This is all on the stuff on the internet. Half this stuff is already leaked.
Well, yeah,
you're on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
All right.
Desi _ Jingle Snap just gifted 10 subs.
I heard that. Yeah.
Desi with the gifted subs. 10 gifted subs, my man. I appreciate you. Or my woman. Yeah, there we go. It's just, I'm blind, okay? I'm blind.
It's all blind. They all blind on you.
Yes. Desi, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you.
Well, you're being very nice, Ram. I'm about to not be nice for a moment. If you would, so allow me a moment to say something, please.
Uh-oh, are we gonna get the Ranger Rage?
Yeah, a little bit. If you're one of those people that went to other people and asking about why I was supporting Ram and the reasons, that he was a wife beater and all this stuff, and you didn't have the gumption, I'll just put it nicely, to come to me directly, fuck off. Just stick a dick straight up in your ass. Just go straight the fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. You're a cowardly piece of shit. It would have been easy for me. It would have been easy for me to have distanced myself from Ram. Easy. But I didn't, because I had a conversation with Ram, and I was one of the ones that was telling him what he needed to do and what steps he needed to go through, and what his legal rights and all this stuff was. And
what will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning?
Preach, Ranger.
Well, yes, that's right.
Hell yeah, Shaka! Thank you for the 1,000 biddies.
But so I was in the background. Did I take a hit? Sure. I don't give a fuck, because I talked to Ram, and as I said, and I'll say now, I told Ram straight up. I said, listen, I got your back. I don't believe it. I will support you. Now, of course, if Ram knew that if he lied,
emotional ramage.
Oh, it would have been worse than emotional ramage. I would have skull humped Ram to death. So Ram knew that no bullshit, no lies. He had to be straight up honest with me, and I was like, okay, I got you. This is what you need to do. You need to do these steps. You need to get a lawyer. You need to do this. She can't take your kid. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. So, yeah. But then I had all these pussy-ass motherfuckers in the background. Then they weren't even messaging me. We're messaging other people saying, why is Ranger supporting so-and-so and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You're that much of a chicken shit. You can't even, I know I come off intimidating sometimes, but I kind of think to myself, it's kind of a nice guy if you just come and ask me my reasonings for doing what I do. And the reason was I believed Ram. Now, in context, I've always said, I hate the term believe all women. I think the thing that we need to get into our society and our brains with many, many instances happening is we should take women seriously because it is a big problem with abuse and things of that nature. But the problem is Ram's the victim here. He's the one that was being abused. And he couldn't say shit about it. And people made up their mind immediately. It drives me up the fucking wall. There's a thing called innocent till proven guilty. I even said that to her family when they reached out to me and said, do you know Ram? I'm like, yeah, I know Ram. Who the fuck are you? Blah, blah, blah. He's a wife here. How can you support that? I'm like, because I've known the guy for a long time. I don't believe it. We'll see what happens in the court of law. And until then, eat a dick. If you want to think he's guilty just based off one side of the story until the facts have all come out, then by all means, you do that. You look fucking retarded when you do that because you don't have all the evidence. I didn't have all the evidence. I said he could be. I don't know. I mean, I'm not privy to a criminal investigation, but I'll roll the dice a little bit and see what happens the way it goes. But yeah, just some chicken shit stuff, and I've kept my mouth shut for the last 9 months, and I know people have talked and said things and stuff like that, and I'm just like, fuck you. It really does put the line in the sand and like who you just know people. You know what I'm saying? And all these asshole motherfucking pussy ass shithead dumb ass cocksucking knitting circle pieces of shit that just jumped on that and were too terrified apparently to come talk to me about it and say, why are you supporting Ram? And I would have been respectful, said, because I don't think he did it. I've dealt with this stuff for a long time with domestic violence, things of that nature, and I know you just know the circumstances, and I knew some of the other circumstances going with Ram and her and everything. I'm like, oh my God. And I saw through her horse shit immediately. And then it was like, okay, Ram. And I told Ram this repeatedly. I'm like, Ram, it's going to suck. It's going to suck really bad. It's going to be tough. You just got to get through it. There's going to be depressing times. It's going to suck ass, but just wait, right? Just wait till you get to that point, and then you can be there and say, hallelujah, praise be, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last. And what do you know? Not guilty on all things. You've seen it's public record now. So,
women like Ram's ex actually make it worse for the women who are on the receiving end of abuse, and that I could not agree more. Because here's the thing, guys. Is there is a stigma for men. There is 100% a stigma for men. I'm in the military. I've never hidden that fact from you guys. But there's a stigma for men in general that we get beaten up by a woman. We have to hide that. We can't show that's weakness, and we can't show that. So it took a lot of courage for me to finally, after years of going through this and dating back to 2014, I'd say. I got married in 2013. Dating back to 2014, I could date back instances of abuse from her. It took years for me to finally report that. Muster up the courage to finally be like, this is enough. I am not supposed to be treated this way. And only for instantly most people to be like, well, the woman's crying, must be true. This is just because women often report, and I'm not saying women are not victims, by God, they are. But just because women are often more victims does not mean that men are not victims. Just because women are more often and more likely to report does not mean that just because men are not reporting, they are not suffering the exact same. Women can be abusers too. 100%. And I am living proof of that. And now, now I get to become an advocate for men's health and men's abuse. This whole ordeal has, at least in the Navy, given me the perception and the capability to be a much better leader than I ever would have thought possible, because now I have the perspective that a lot of people are never going to go through, but unfortunately some will. And for those few that will, I can offer guidance and support and know exactly what they're going through. And that makes me a better human being, a better man, and a better person. And ultimately, it makes me a better future husband to whoever I do end up remarrying and having more kids with. It makes me a better father. 100%.
But yes, free at last. And, I've had my lip zipped this entire time. And, Ram kept me posted. He kept Desi posted. Big shout out to Desi. She was a part of this, when it first happened. And Ram reached out to me immediately when this happened. Why? Because I'm ex-military. He knew I knew what the hell was happening, what the hell to do, who to go to, who to talk to, all this stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, I've seen this before, but it sucks, and it is what it is. But now Rand can come out and say, and that's why I never said shit.
Yeah. Well, I had asked everybody not to say anything. I
knew that even if he didn't, it's like, no, legally, I'm not even remotely even discussing this with anybody, because, it's just one of those things where when you have a legal situation like that, anything can come back and bite you in the ass, Yep. So
absolutely,
yeah, it's just one of those things. But I'm happy for you, Ram. I'm happy everything worked out. And I know that there's more ongoing in the future with the divorce and things of that nature, but I think things are looking up, and I think it's good to have you back streaming. And for all those, again, everybody that supported Ram, thank you very much. I put, for the GoFundMe, I was pimping that stuff and having the skewers and everybody go there and donate to that and stuff. And I had my reasons. And for those that supported that, thank you very much. I appreciated it. So yeah,
yeah,
what a bunch of horse shit.
No, yeah, 100%.
Oh my god.
But again, like I said, I want to personally thank you for having my back, Ranger. 100%. It was. I'm not gonna mention certain people, but there are people who I considered friends, who I reached out, who I don't expect to see them here any longer. They have not talked to me since then. I told them what was happening, and they made up their own decision, and that's fine. That is perfectly well within their rights to do so. That is why it's one of the reasons why I joined the military, is to fight for everybody's right to have an opinion and to freedom of choice. I'm not here to control you. I'm here to let you make your own decision, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. Now, and like I said, I want to thank Shaka as well for continuing to do rogue actions, for continuing to allow me. He could have banned me from his streams. He could have unmodded me. He could have stopped doing rogue actions with me. And instead, I was doing all kinds of stuff, all kinds of content, because again, financially, I'm really screwed, guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm financially screwed. I am about $25K in the hole right now. Just in lawyer fees and court fees. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I'm having to pay for 2 different states because of the stuff that she's trying to put me through. But
that works itself out too.
Right. Well, that's, lawyers are fighting hard, and that's what's going to happen. Like I said, I have a very, very, very good one. She's a bulldog, and I'm very happy to have her. But since I couldn't stream, I needed another source of income. And unfortunately, I did apply at other different jobs as a second job, because the Navy just doesn't pay me enough, unfortunately, for all this stuff happening. And background checks came back denied because of this. Because unfortunately, they viewed me as guilty until proven innocent. So now I'm working on expunging my record. I was able to do some door dashing for a few months to help kind of offset the cost. But I'm not going to lie, like I'm screwed financially right now. So that brings me to another point here. I have always, when I started streaming, this has always been a dream of mine. This has always been something I have loved doing. And I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love entertaining each and every one of you. I love being dumb. I love playing this stupid game called SWGOH.
Very dumb. Very dumb.
Fuck off, Cool J. I will fucking ban you and mute you, you fucking piece of shit. It's my brother. I can talk to him like that. You're just a piece of shit.
Hey, unlock your door. I'll make a surprise guest visit.
You gonna break down my door?
It's goddamn right. We're doing a raid on Ram.
I'll break down your door. Been broken down once before.
We're gonna do some ass combat on Ram.
But anyways, so I have never. I started streaming because I enjoyed it, and because I like playing this stupid game called SWGOH for some odd reason. I like the abuse that it puts me through.
I'm playing it right now.
I like putting up with all you guys. I like, entertaining all of you guys. It's never been about the money. Navy does pay me fairly well before all this happened. That being said, I have had to contemplate getting now that I'm acquitted, an actual second job. I don't want to, but I've contemplated it because I need the help. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make this stream about money. Not at any all. If you guys feel free to donate by any means, I love it. I appreciate it. PayPal, fucking Twitch, YouTube, it doesn't matter to me. Anything helps and I'm fine with it. But I'm not going to pressure you for money. But I do need help. I do need the help. And I think I've proven that I need the help. But I'm going to continue streaming because it's what I love doing. And I wouldn't get rid of this community for anything, for anyone. This community is hands down the best community I've ever been a part of. And I played WoW for years. And I had many guilds.
WoW is shit.
But again, no one asked you, Cool J.
No, WoW is not shit. The community is shit.
Some of the community is shit. Some of the community is quite
Maybe it's just who I run into.
Yeah, probably.
Case by case, maybe.
Neo Venom, yeah. I do. I do. So do we know why the abuse even started all those years ago? Yeah, it's just because there's something mentally wrong. I've asked the court actually I've asked them to make her get mental health testing because there's something up there. She refuses to get help because, like a typical narcissist, everything's my fault, nothing's her fault. She can do no wrong, I can do no right. But there's something wrong up there, and I think she proved that in court.
More than something.
Yeah, I think she proved that in court. Yep, because bitches be crazy. Absolutely, they do. You can come claim my barracks for me. I'll pay you in peanuts. How is this?
Or peanuts?
How is this not led to you get your daughter? Exactly.
Procedures.
There is. So here's the thing, Assy, is
the assy thing.
Here's the thing. Is the court system is inherently biased towards men and fathers. Inherently. This is a massive uphill battle for me. Even though I could prove beyond all doubts that she falsely accused me and that she's crazy, they are still inherently biased towards women.
You're on this council.
Skippy!
But we do not grant you the rank of master.
You can say Skippy's name.
Skippy57 just resubscribed for 5 months.
Skippy! Yay. Thank you for the resub. Anyways, so the court system is still inherently biased towards women. That being said, she has made a whole bunch of missteps. We've now proven that she, like I said, she falsely accused me of something to take my kid away from me, has withheld my child from me, has parental alienated me.
Oh yeah, she's in trouble. And
has left the state of the jurisdiction of which the child belongs in. So she's making all these missteps. The court system is not going to like that. But the one thing I cannot do, and this is what I have to keep telling people, and this is what I have to keep telling people who are close to me who know everything about this, I have to stand my ground. I have to do things the right way because she won't. She will not do things the right way. So if I do things the right way, I have confidence and faith, especially in my lawyer and especially in the judge who likes the fact of doing things the right way and letting the system play it out. And I know that personally from this judge. I have to do things the right way. If I do things the right way and she doesn't, she's abusing the system and it will not play out in her favor. It is a waiting game. And at some point, the 9, 10, 12 months that I eventually, hopefully, don't have to go through, but it's right now, it's looking like I won't see my daughter until the 11th month mark, until April, until next month. I might not even be able to see my daughter. I have to do things the right way. Because if I do things the right way, she shot herself so many times in the foot.
It'll work itself out.
Exactly. The last thing I can't do is exactly what she did. She went high and to the right when she did all this stuff. The last thing I need to do now that I'm free is return it in kind and go high and to the right. I can't do that because it will make me look no better than her. And with the stigma that a man and a father and a husband faces in court, in the legal system, I'll screw myself.
No, you just keep your nose clean and your powder dry and let that lawyer of yours do what she does best. And I think you're going to be in it.
She's a good ass lawyer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, she is. Assie's new name will forever now be Assie or Ass Combat. Wait, this is happening to you, bro? I'm sorry. She sounds like she needs Jesus. I'm 100% serious. She needs something. she needs
counseling.
She needs something. But yeah, Steve. This is where I've been at for the last 9 months, guys. So I don't have much more to tell. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty details. I went pretty deep, but this is where I've been at for the last 9 months. So that being said, like I said, not guilty, acquitted after 10 minutes of deliberation. So I'm back. I'm here to stay. I'm here to entertain you guys with my stupid SWGOH shenanigans, with all these other games that I've wanted to play on stream. Shaka's been playing Valheim for a while, so we're probably going to be looking at some collab streams here in the near future.
It's got some stuff with me. I'm just kidding.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
What do you mean, why?
I'm a good person, all right?
Didn't ask.